Hey, good evening. What's up, everybody? My apologies. Started without my mic again. What's going on, everybody? Hope you guys have had a great week. A great 2 weeks. Missed you guys. Missed you guys. But we are back and we are getting started. This is a special real life relationship growth presents Camp of Conversations this evening. This is a special one this evening, y'all. Um, I made the announcement. I let you guys know my apologies. I was not here last week because, of course, I am doing the thing that I need to do, and that is focus on family and deal with nephew and all the things he has going on. Um, with school and school ending. So now school is over and now we are into the summer and I've been really busy. Summer camp getting started. But all right, y'all, let's go. Let's go with this thing. Here we go. Good evening. What's up? I'm Donna. Hey, I am the founder and I don't know even how to put that of the Real Life Relationship Growth channel, the Real Life Relationship Growth family. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. Have not really elevated with TikTok just yet, but getting to that point, just trying to see if I want to go that direction. We do have an IG page as well, you guys. But with the platform I'm using, I don't quite get connected with that as much or as available that I do here. So we're going to get this thing started. It looks like things are good. As y'all know, my original Facebook page got hacked, and I was I'm sorry, trying to connect properly. I was kind of out of range or emotion or whatever for a while, trying to get back together. Had to create a new page. So we are the Real Life Relationship Growth Renew channel. Still same thing, still same family, same concept, same love that we're spreading, same thing that we're doing. So for those of you who are new here, again, I'm Donna. We've been doing this thing like 2 years now, and I'm loving it. I'm loving the engagement that we're having. I'm loving the time that I'm able to have and spend and have conversations and discussions um, with you guys. And we are just trying to rebuild. That's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to rebuild and get this thing going and get this thing back in motion like it was before. But with all you guys' help and you guys joining and participating, we're going to do that. We're going to do that. So let me go here to the chat. Let me go to here to the chat. All right. So this is the criteria, you guys. This is the criteria for you to be a part of this family. You have to be single, dating, courting, engaged, married, divorced, or widower. That is the criteria for you to be here, a part of this family. If any of those categories fit you, you are in the right place. We are not here, guys, to control each other's lives. We're not here to force and push our different beliefs and perspectives and concepts and thoughts on each other. But what we are here to do is to give each other some loving encouragement, to give each other some thought processes that maybe we didn't think about. Some situations that I've been in, situations that you've been in, whether they were successful or failures. We're here to help one another. Because again, you may have been through some experiences that I have not had. I may have been through some experiences that you have not had. And all of us here together collectively, we may be here to help each other out. So that's what we are doing to help each other out. I want to say good evening to our YouTube listeners, our YouTube followers, our YouTube family. Glad you guys are here. Facebook, we're growing. So y'all spread the word. Y'all get the word out. Make sure those of you that knew someone that was a part of the previous Real Life Relationship Growth channel that did not know a new one was created, hey, be like, hey, y'all know it's a new page? We're going to get this thing chopping. So let me say this. I am not a relationship expert, y'all. I am not. I'm just a black woman in this world, in this life, living it, doing the damn thing, and enjoying myself in the process. My ups, my downs have made me grow. And we have to learn there's some things we need to pull and take, and there's some things we need to throw away. So y'all, this is what's different about tonight. Now, this page, as a whole, guys, as a whole, this is a page for adults. We have some topics and we talk about some things that are not for the younger ears, not for the younger ears. But there are times that we do have topics and we do talk about things that we want them to hear. We want them to experience. We want them to know. So, for those of you that know, and pretty much all of y'all know, I have this young man. I have this young man. I'm gonna call him a young man now. I have this young man um, living in my house. Y'all see our hashtag Auntie Nephew Love. Y'all see me posting them all the time. Letting y'all enjoy the experiences that he's having and the growth that he's going through, becoming from a young child to a preteen to a teenager to a young man. So we had this conversation, and nephew was like, "Auntie, why you never have any young people on the page?" Like, I'm like, "I do ever have any? Why you don't have me on? Why you don't have me on? Why you don't ever have no teenagers or nothing like that on?" And I was like, Now, mind you, we've done topic after topic after topic after topic. And he'll be like, when you gonna have me on? When you gonna have me on? So I thought about that thing and I'm like, you know what? Sometimes out of the mouths of babes, sometimes we can really, really learn some things from the mouths of babes, out of the mouths of babes. So I said, you know what, we're gonna take some time and I'm gonna make sure I get him on. So out of the many guests that have been a part of the Real Life Relationship Growth family, our lives, our topics, our discussions, out of the many people who have joined me, and I so appreciate you guys, tonight is extra special because my guest, y'all, is none other than let me get this, Caden CJ Simmons, Mr. Scholarship. That's what we call him, Mr. Scholarship, because we're looking for great things from Caden. He is my guest tonight, and I'm gonna bring Sir on. Come on, sir. Come on, sir. Y'all, he don't know what he got himself into. He a little bit nervous, but we gonna bring him in. He all right. He stepping over stuff. Come on in, sir. What's up?
What's up?
You see, I got him representing, right? He taking care. Let me scoot over a little bit. Get you in the frame, so get you in the frame, so y'all see, you gotta check. You good? You good? All right. He good. He good. Y'all know how it is when you come home and they're supposed to have something done and they don't quite have it done, so it gets a little, So look, I'm not going to belabor this topic any longer. We're gonna get started with this thing because Kaden got some stuff. We got some stuff we want to chop it up about. So let's get started. Our topic, y'all saw it down there. Our topic tonight is from a child's perspective. From a child's perspective. When Kaden asked me months ago, y'all, about being on a live with me, I really didn't think a lot about it. I really didn't think much about it. Like I said, we would go on weeks and weeks and we would talk about different things. We would talk about different topics and different things. But this week, actually 2 weeks ago, I thought about it. And I was like, you know what? I think it's important that I stop and take the time to talk with him and allow him to be here and to express some thoughts and some ideas or whatever that he has. So I'm going to tell y'all, as usual, we shoot straight from the hip with this thing. There is no script. There is no... Now, what am I getting myself into? There is no script. We just going to talk. Now, I have to be honest with y'all. We talk because bro talks a lot. He does. I come home and I love it. And this is not something I'm just saying. I love it. Kaden meets me not at the door, but Kaden meets me at my car or at the truck or what I'm driving. Kaden meets me there and he greets me. And I don't know if he understands and knows how much that actually means to me. So I'm going to say that in this moment before we get started, how much that means to me when you do that. Because so many times as teenagers, y'all do all kind of stuff that we fussing at y'all about and we getting on y'all about. And it's always something to find in the house that ain't right, right? Cap, there's always something to find in the house that's not right. I can always find something to fuss on. And I think every parent can always find something because they're not going to do it necessarily the way we do it. But I truly believe in praising our children and giving them their accolades because they need to know that they're important. They need to know that they're appreciated just as much as we want to know as parents the same way. Am I boring you?
No.
Them nervous yarns, y'all. So I just want to tell you, Kaden, I do appreciate when you come home and when I come home and you meet me at the door. And sometimes I'm like, I just want to go take a nap. But sir is like, auntie. And I appreciate it. I do. It may seem like I'm a little agitated by it, but if you didn't do it, like last night when I came home, I was like, wait a minute. I pulled up. The door didn't open. I didn't hear no auntie. And I come in the house. I'm like, he gonna come running up. I'm like, no, it's too late now. Because I missed that moment. I missed that moment. All right, Kaden. But we're going to get started with this thing. From a child's perspective. So we all know that phrase. We've heard it time and time again. Do what I say, not what I do. Do what I say, not what I do. We expect our children to just do what we say just because we say it. Now, there are some instances that's necessary, that's important, and they need to understand and they need to know that you need to do what I say because I told you. When we were little, Grandmommy, my mom, she used to say to us, if I tell y'all to be quiet, I need y'all to be quiet because you never know when y'all can be in danger. You never know when there's a situation that you don't see that I see, that I'm trying to keep y'all safe. And she used to say that all the time. And of course, it makes sense to me. Then it didn't make sense to me. I'm like, she just want us to be quiet. She just want us, whatever. But I've come to understand that that's a thing of trust. That's the thing of trusting your parents and knowing when they speak, when they tell you something, you have to listen. You need to listen because you never know what the situation is. You never know if they're trying to keep you from some type of danger. Or it could just very well be that they just need a minute. They just need a minute. And in needing that minute, they want us to just. So that thing of do what I say, not what I do. And a child should be in a child's place and all of that stuff. So when you hear just do what I say, how do you feel? Like, what's your first thought and feeling when your parents, when I say just do what I say?
Kind of one-sided.
It's one-sided?
Yes.
Why do you think it's one-sided? Why you say it's one-sided?
Because like 90% of the time, I have good logic reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
Most of the time, I feel like if I'm right, you be like, just do what you say.
You say, if you're right, just do what I say. Do what you say.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't know why we're not seeing the comments here, but I'm seeing the comments. So you guys forgive me. I'm seeing comments here. I believe Jackson Michael. Hey, Jackson. I'm not sure if you're on Facebook. I think you may be on YouTube. I think he's on YouTube. Hey, Cortland. Charisma. Hey, what's going on? So I'm not sure, you guys, why I'm not seeing the comments, but I'm gonna read. Jackson says, nephew, utilize your voice in this segment. This will allow your collegiate experiences. This will allow your collegiate experiences with this exposure to align you with open public speaking. If you can do it here, you can excel at it for that grade. All right. All right. So yeah, he is in no sense, in no way of the form quiet. But I can understand the nerves. I can understand the nerves with the camera on you. But do as I say. Just do what I said. Just do what I said. That makes you feel how?
Like one-sided.
It makes it feel one-sided. Give me a little. Can you give me a little example? Can you explain one-sided?
Like I feel like that's a parent's like go-to. Like especially if I'm right. Like if you're telling me something and like I start like starting to be right. Like well just do it because I said so. But no, I want to lose. It's a lose-lose.
It's a lose-lose?
Yes.
For you?
Yes.
How's it a lose-lose?
Because it's like you can do all that explaining and maybe you like I'm actually kind of right. And then just shut it down or just do it because I said so. Then it could be like just random things. You just gotta do it.
You just gotta do it. So, honestly, hearing you say that definitely sounds unfair. It definitely sounds unfair. Now I'm gonna be honest, because y'all know I'm transparent. This is what we do. This is what we do. I always say, my mother used to always tell us we could say what we needed to her as long as we were respectful in doing it. So I believe that I believe that I believe that of being respectful and also being able to express yourself. So sometimes they say things and we want to kind of side eye them and look at them and be like, especially if they say it in public, y'all know they do it. They'll say something and you'll be like, you looking at them like, okay, you weren't supposed to say that out loud.
I don't do that.
You don't do that?
No.
You don't do that anymore. And I appreciate that you don't do that anymore. You don't do that anymore. But I think as you get older, you kind of understand how that's not appropriate, and there's a way to do it. Because he used to do it, but he's right. He doesn't do that anymore. So that thing of do what I say, but in doing what I say, we realize there's a realization that you were wrong in what you were saying. So to not take that moment to correct that and be like, yeah, you're right. Because now I'm gonna ask you. I think on a whole, as a whole, not all the time, every time. I think on a whole, I kind of do that. I apologize. I give that. Yeah, okay, you're right. Can you agree?
Maybe once a year.
Once a year.
Yeah.
Once a year. I need to work on that more.
Nah, but yes, you do that. You do that sometimes.
I do that sometimes. Okay, so I do that sometimes. So I need to do that more. I need to do that more. So y'all remember our topic from a child's perspective. We talking about the do what I say. Just do what I say because I said it. Just do what I say. And there's a place that comes from, but then there's also a place. You made a really valid point, and I don't think you realized. I don't think he realized he made it. Just do what I say. In some instances, as parents, we can be wrong. We can be wrong in the just do what I say thing. And even worse, if they realize that we're wrong and they bring it out and bring up a point that shows that we're wrong, and we continue to try to stay in a place of that's called, you know what that's called? That's called pride. That's called ego. So sometimes we feel like that's something we talk about when we talk about relationships with adults. I'm sorry, I went like this. When we talk about when we talk about adult relationships, sometimes we get in these situations in adult relationships where we don't want to admit that we're wrong. We don't want to bow down in the situation because our pride and our ego has been tapped and tinkered with. So now we don't want to come down and say, okay, you were right. And we get in those instances in those situations as adults. But as a teenager that has relationships with their parents, because it's relationships. These are all relationships. The parental relationship, the child-parent relationship. The same dynamics can happen. The same dynamics can happen. Because I'm saying, just do what I say, and he's coming up with a reasoning saying, but auntie,
I'm right.
Because XYZ happened. And remember you said this the other day? That would be my place and my position at that point to be like, all right, you know what? Okay. I think sometimes as parents, we feel like if we give them that, it's going to take away the level of respect they have for us. And I'm going to tell y'all, Caden, y'all know is my nephew, but this is my third child. This is my third son. I didn't birth him, but God blessed me with the wonderful task.
Task.
What wonderful task?
I got a job.
You know the job? Okay. God blessed me with the wonderful opportunity.
Gift.
The wonderful gift. That's it. The wonderful gift of being able to be a front person in his life. Y'all see, I'm tiptoeing with my words. What the? But God gave me the awesome gift of being a parent yet again to him. So I'm saying that because my oldest and my only girl, they fuss sometimes, and they hear me talking to Caden, and they see me dealing with Caden. They're like, hold up, wait, hold up. You didn't talk to us like that. You didn't tell us that. We didn't get those opportunities. We didn't get you when you said it. That was it. Why? Wait a minute. I remember one time Rajan was visiting my oldest, and Caden's teacher called me. And we were all at the house. He was visiting. He was at the house. It was his uncle that was there, me, Rajan. And I got off the phone, cousin Cortland. And I got off the phone. And I was like, man, Caden's teacher said da. Because somebody got the gift of gab. We talking about gifts. Somebody got the gift of gab. So his teacher was like, uh-oh. Oh. He said, oh, Lord, blink twice if you need help. Courtney, you talking about blink twice. You were the cousin that was at the house when this situation happened. So I was like, okay. Caden's teacher said XYZ. I'm going to deal with him when he get home. Rajan was like, he getting a whooping? I said, no, I'm not going to whoop him. He was like, what? What do you mean you're not going to whoop him? He was like, if my teacher called, I wouldn't get through the door without the belt and the da-da-da-da-da-da. And I was like,
y'all plotting against me?
Oh, they was plotting against you. It was Rajan and Cortland. I'm just going to let you know now.
The diss track is dropping soon. Oh, no.
But he was like, he ain't gonna get no whooping. Like, you ain't dealing with that at Hannah. Because if it was me, da. And I was like, no, I'm not gonna whoop him. I'm gonna talk to him. Now, needless to say, the uncles, the older cousin, all of them were in the house. When I say they was in the house, they was in the house. So when bro got home, I didn't have to do a thing. I didn't have to say a word. Because the village took him out in the garage. Then the village took him outside. And bro was.
Oh, he don't live in Covington.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm. But I said that story because my oldest son, and my only baby girl, will say there's some differences in how I dealt with them and how I deal in my bringing up and rearing Caden. And in all honesty, there are. And I made some apologies to them because when you learn better, you do better. And you live what you learn, you what you learn. Now, not saying my mom whooped us and beat us all the time, because we had the openness of being able to express ourselves and talk to her. And talk to her. Corlin said, I said, talk to him.
No.
I'm sure.
Don't explain yourself now. No.
Because I think he was the one having you running up and down the block.
Yeah, that's what I remember.
That's what I remember too. That's what I remember too. But it comes down to those points of learning better and doing better. And the thing of whooping, because I mean, let's be honest, Kaden got some whoopings. I wear that tail out. But honestly, I would think about that thing and I'm like, why? Like, why? Because as y'all could tell and y'all could see, if y'all spent any time with him, y'all would know that having a conversation with Caden tends to work. That boy said, you get on my nerves. It tends to work. And just like not all the time with you, it doesn't work all the time with me. So let's get back to this thing of pride and ego. Pride and ego. They do what we do, not what we say. Now, I know there's some parents out there that's like, man, please, I don't care. If I say it, they better do it because I birthed them, I had them, I pay the bills, I do this and I do that. And I get it. I get it. There's some privileges that you won't get. There's some things that you won't get. Because, yeah, if you don't clean your room, don't ask me to go hang out, go to no party or do whatever. Because that's not how that works. That's not how that works. But help me to understand, Caden. Because maybe I'm missing something, right? Help me to understand when you're told or asked to do something and you feel indifferent about that. You feel like you shouldn't have to, or you take your time doing it. Can you kind of give me your perspective or your thought of kind of how that works? Like, what do you hear and what do you think?
Well, like, dude, this would be a good example. Dishes. So I get home and like sometimes I practice, and if there's dishes before they're cooked, like while they're cooking, and Dom will like she want me to wash them, but me, I was like I like to do the dishes. It's just a habit to do dishes after we eat, cause always the last thing I'll do before I go upstairs. So sometimes she's like why you just wasting time not doing the dishes? And I'd be trying to tell her that like it's just a habit. Cause if I wash the dishes before we eat, then I gotta wash the dishes after we eat. And it's not that I don't want to do it. It's just that I do it like it's just the last thing I do, and it's just things like that. And so I tell her, and then most of the time she'll understand. But it's just like in a case like that, she's just like, do it because I said so. Now I just don't want to do the dishes at all. Now it's just like I just don't want to do it.
Okay, so because I didn't listen to how you wanted to do it, and I forced you to do it the way I said do it, now you don't even want to do it at all?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's a fair thought process. I get that. But let me explain to you. Remember I said at the beginning of this, sometimes there's things that we say and we need you to do in a certain way. You may not necessarily understand it. Obedient is important in doing that.
Might not. What do you mean by might not understand it?
You might not understand why I'm telling you to do it.
I thought you were throwing shade.
What kind of shade?
Huh?
What kind of shade?
Oh, because he was like, I might not understand this, but being obedient is good. Being obedient is good.
Oh, no. No, I wasn't saying no. What I was saying was there may be times where you don't get it and understand why I said it. Remember the example I gave about grandmommy telling us to be quiet and how we needed to do it regardless if we thought we should be quiet or not. So when it comes to time, and I'm not always a good manager of my time. Thank you so much. You have to side at me. I'm not always a good manager of my time, right? But one thing I am really, really good at is organizing and structuring things. That's what I do. That's one of my things that I do. So when you say, I want to go upstairs and do XYZ and then come back and wash the dishes before I go to bed, in my mind, I'm looking at that like, if he go upstairs, bro ain't coming back downstairs. I already know. Or he's going to delay, and next thing I know, Auntie, can I wash the dishes in the morning? Can I wash the dishes tomorrow? So because of that, I'm going to say no. You wash the dishes before we go upstairs because honestly, it's going to give you more time to chill and relax before you go to bed. You don't quite see it like that because you just want to go up now and just kind of chill and relax a little bit.
You see how like you just told me that? I feel like that's the thing too.
That's the thing too.
Like in the moment, now I wouldn't say I feel like you gotta like explain yourself. I don't think a parent should have to explain themselves to a child like in the moment. Like if you told me, like I feel like if we talk like how we're talking about it now, you're just like, don't you think it would make a little more sense to do this instead of just being like, you're gonna do this because I said do this, and it's just a difference.
Okay. So is it fair to say that we have had these conversations?
Oh yes.
Okay. I just wanted to be sure. Jackson Michael said he is definitely too cool for me. Overall, I think from what is visual, the relationship of you two is seen to be awesome. But I've noticed children need that weekly space to communicate with their peers and parental figures. Most definitely. Corla said, yes, they do. What did we miss? Yes, they do. Hey, Ursula. Definitely that weekly. Hey, Greta. One, it teaches respect for authority. So, respect for authority. Yes. There's several things that it does. It teaches respect for authority, like Ms. Greta is saying. Time management, because I tell him as he gets older, Caden does so much, and there's so much expected from Caden because we don't get participation trophies in this house. You got to earn, you got to work, because when he gets out there, that's what he has to do. And I told him, you have to learn to manage your time. You're going to want to sleep, you're going to want to rest, you're going to want to chill and relax, but do what you got to do so you can do what you want to do, right? All right, y'all. So we're going to move a little bit over in this conversation. One, it teaches you respect. Let's see. Miss Greta said, raising a child shouldn't feel like a bargaining agreement. A bargaining agreement. I get that. I totally get that. You understand what she's saying? It shouldn't be a bargaining agreement. Okay. I think he gets that. So sometimes it does feel like that. And I know there are times as parents where we can be stern with something and we could say something. And then we get to a place where we sitting down in front of them and we talking and they want to do this and they want to do that. You know why it gets to that sometimes? It feels like what Miss Greta's saying, a bargaining agreement. You know why it gets like that sometimes? No. Because of the way we feel about y'all. We really, really want y'all to have whatever it is you want. And sometimes we find ourselves slipping a little bit, like, okay, let me give in just a little bit. But when we do that, that puts y'all in a place, in a situation to make y'all feel like at times y'all can kind of just get by with the minimal. Y'all can just get by and kind of do what you want. So, some people call it spoiling them. Some people call it pampering them. Like, I'm not gonna have no. We ain't gonna debate about this. If I said it, you do it. But does that teach them proper communication? Does that teach them how to work out differences? Does that teach them how to negotiate for themselves? Remember, I said with respect, right? My mother said, y'all can tell me what y'all feel and what y'all think, as long as you do it respectfully. And I'm 52. So that old school way of doing things definitely pops up a lot because I was raised by parents.
Way long ago.
What? Wow. Way long ago?
No. I'm 15.
You 15? And I'm 52. So that makes Grandma and Poppy. So these are the people I was raised by. So that old school mentality, that old school thought. I was having this discussion at work today. I have a new teacher, Miss Sharon. Miss Sharon is 62. Miss Sharon's a grandmother. Miss Sharon has been home. Like her husband, works. She doesn't work. And she's just been chilling for like 15 years. And Miss Sharon was like, I'm away. They moved out here. They've been living out here for a few years. And she was like, I'm away from my grandbabies. I just want something to do. And Miss Sharon had the experience that I felt like, she was a good fit for Donna's Loving Care. So I hired Miss Sharon. Mind you, she's 62. So I noticed, y'all, that sometimes Miss Sharon, as opposed to maybe Miss Leia in the classroom, who was in her 30s, the way they communicate with the children is a bit different. And to some, the way Miss Sharon communicates may seem a little rough. To others, the way Miss Sharon communicates with the children is like, yes, ma'am. That's what grandmama said. She's a grandmother. So we had a conversation today, and I told Miss Sharon, she was big. This was her point. You don't tell me no. Miss Sharon was like, you don't tell me no. These little bitty kids, you 3 and 4 years old, telling me no. And I said, Miss Sharon, I said, I understand what you're saying. I understand where you're coming from. I said, Miss Sharon, but they can tell you no. For one, they have the ability to say no. For two, they've learned what no means. And by them learning what no means, and they know for something that they don't want to do, they're going to say no. And she said, well, if they tell me no, I'm going to tell them, don't tell me no. And I said, Miss Sharon, how about this? How about when they tell you no? Huh? Ask them why.
Why are you saying no?
Why did she say no? Okay, that's good. She can ask them why they're saying no. But a lot of times, 3 and 4s, they just know they want what they want. 3 and 4s and 15s.
I think that go together.
It don't go together? Oh, my man, don't go together. Okay. So long story short, I told Miss Sharon, I said, Miss Sharon, this is what I need you to do. When they tell you no, I need you to say yes and tell them what it is the yes is, what you want them to do, as opposed to taking away from them. And she was like, Miss Donna, I'm old school. I get what you're saying, and I'm going to do it that way. And I understand. My daughter was telling me the same thing. She said, but I didn't get an option. I didn't get a choice. She didn't get an option. She didn't get a choice. So hey, Tamika. So let me ask you, Katie, because we're going to come to the comments, y'all. I'm going to come back. I see them. They come in here. We're going to come back to the comments. So, options. Do you feel like you should have options? Mm-hmm. And not just do you feel you should have options? Because obviously it's yes. But like, to what degree of options do you think you should have?
options. I would say options are always like a good thing, but I think it's more of like a. I would say conversations are better than options though. Like if you tell me something, you trying to prove a point. Like me, you have talks all the time. Where I be trying to prove a point. Like the other day in the car, I was listening to the radio about them people that were married for like 15 years. It could be something that I could be completely wrong about, but the conversation of me trying to prove my point and why I think I'm right, instead of you shutting me down, sometimes it feels better or it's needed to just have the conversation. It's like the talk will be better than options.
The talk would be better than options.
Yeah, I mean options are good too, but sometimes just like to feel heard instead of just shut down.
To feel heard instead of shut down. Okay. I'm trying to get better with that. I'm trying to get better with that. Ms. Greta said at times you've missed the opportunity to be a sponge. We are equipping you to handle many situations. Most definitely. Most definitely. Missing the opportunity. I get that. Do you understand what she's saying? Y'all miss opportunities to be a sponge. A sponge absorbs. And sometimes when this is happening, when this is moving, these don't work as well. They don't work as well. Cortland said, got to set boundaries. We have to set boundaries. He said, no options. We're just fine. Under 12, no options. 12 to 15, limited options. 16 and up, more options.
I like that idea.
You like that idea? I can agree with that. Because as you get older, as these years go, these options, the more options you get, the more responsibility is expected. Which means if you're getting these options, that means you're handling responsibilities. And that's what we look for as parents. We look for times where you have handled, taken on a responsibility, especially without us saying it. Oh, make you all warm and fuzzy inside. Especially if we don't have to say it. Especially if we don't have to say it. Mr. Mika said he's such a great communicator.
Thank you.
That's because he has a few options, y'all.
I don't feel limited to options. Not like big things. I feel like most of the time it's just little stuff that I feel like I don't ever have a problem like asking to do things like with my friends or nothing like that. And then like normally if I can't really say there's been a time where I asked to go with my friend and she just said no. Just to say no.
You know why?
Why?
Because again, there's no participation trophies. Like you've earned that because you've made a decision and a choice to do what needs to be done. Nobody's perfect. It doesn't happen all the time. Just like I don't communicate with you the best way all the time, you don't respond and react the best way all the time. But if we do stuff like this, then it tends to work out a little better, right?
Yeah.
So if you keep that room clean, and kudos, it looked good the other day. You know why?
Because I cleaned it.
Why you clean it?
Because it's the summer now. I gotta have places to go now. But during the school year, it was like, I mean, my room's not clean. I still gotta go to school.
Oh, wow.
No, I'm just playing. Now I gotta find things to do. So
I get it. You know what you have to do so you can do what you want to do. That's life. That is life. That's how that works. That is life. Cortland said no options. Cortland, say was it when somebody lied? Tell Cortland he doing what?
Capping.
He capping.
Cortland give me the most options.
Thank you. Say it again. Say it with your chest so Cortland can hear you.
Cortland give me the most options.
So to let y'all know, Caden has a village. When we talk about the village mentality, Caden has a village. Cortland is my first cousin. And Cortland and Caden are like this. And yes, Cortland gives Caden the most options. Say you don't.
But Cortland also, I will put out there, Cortland also get on me a lot too. Like, cause me and Cortland, like she said, me and Cortland are real cool, but sometimes I don't really make it known because he be right, but sometimes it get on my nerves. Like we'll be talking and like we'll be at the house, like he just left, and he'll say, "Hey, don't forget to pick that up." 2 minutes later, he'd be like, "Hey, don't forget to pick it up." And then but you put it there instead of putting it there. I was thinking like, Cortland, why are you like you just told me this, but then I realized Cortland really just be trying to help me, and so him getting, but me and Cortland have talks. Like cool. Like Cortland said, boundaries. Like I joke with him, but I know when not to joke. He helped me when I need it, and there's certain people that do that. Like I will put it out there. Miss Leia is one of those people too. Miss Leia is someone that I joke with. Miss Leia always get on me, whether when it come to band or at the daycare. I was at the daycare one time, and I remember I said something to Charisma, and she called me in that kitchen, and she gave me earful about why I shouldn't have said that to Charisma. But Miss Leia, Miss Portland, I can have conversations with them in a joking way, but they also get me right.
Be the business. Be the business. That's good. Leia, y'all, is one of my I can't even call Leia an employee at this point. Leia's been around so long. She started working for me when she was 17. She's like 30 something now.
She's only 30.
No, Leia's like 34. Ooh. But Leia's in her 30s. So Leia is like family. So that's what he's talking about when I'm talking about this village. Hey, Uncle Paula Uncluded said, Caden, that's wonderful that you respect the people that are in your village. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you said that about in the village. It's important to respect the people outside of the village as well. You agree?
Yes, there's a lot of, I'm connected to a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do different things. Like Miss Greta is one of them too. I appreciate Miss Greta.
I appreciate Miss Greta too.
Take me home from practice, take me places.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You never know. You never know who will join the village, be a part of the village, or just so happen to be in the village. Right? Even teachers at school can be a part of the village. And I do have to say, Caden's teachers tend to jump into the village as well. That comes from communicating. And that comes from them knowing, call me. I'm that one. Call me. Because of the village. Right? So, but let's go to this point, y'all. Let's go to this point. Because we're at 8:48 and we have yet to talk about the relationship aspect of do what I do what I say, not what I do. You got something to say about that? You want to start it off?
No.
You want me to start it off? Okay. All right. So, of course, this is real life relationship growth, y'all. And the foundation, hey, Mr. Finley, the foundation of what we do is talking about relationships growing and being healthy. And sometimes as adults, we forget that there are children in the backdrop. There are children being a part of these relationships that we are struggling to maintain. We are struggling to do right, and we don't always get it right. We don't always get it right. We don't always do it right. So the do what I do, not what I say. Do what I do, not what I say. So Caden has uncles, Caden has cousins, older ones, and I love the fact that there are men that are a part of his life that talk to him about things that I could not possibly talk to him about. I am great as an aunt. I'm great as an aunt.
She is great as an aunt.
Okay. I'm great as an aunt, but I am a woman. I am not a man. There are things that I cannot teach him, that I cannot tell him. How to what?
Shoot.
How to shoot. Oh, you bugging now. You bugging. There are things that I can't teach him and I can't tell him. So I do appreciate the men in his life. Let's see. All of us that love your Aunt Donna have love for Donna. What?
For the little ones.
for Donna's little ones.
Yes.
All of us, Jackson, you're throwing me off. All of us.
No. He said it perfectly clear.
Read it, because you know what? This is the
It's
problem.
crazy. Do you want me about my lit and comp grade?
Wow.
What he's saying is everybody that has love for you has love for the little ones, which is really your kids.
All of us that love your Aunt Donna
Have
love for Donna
Donna's
little.
little ones.
Oh, thank you, Jackson. I'm sorry. Thank you. Yes. Colin said that's true. That's true. So let's get to this thing about dating and marriage. And I'm sorry. Go ahead. What Miss Greta say?
She said James 1:19 of the Bible, which says, "Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, slow to anger, for the anger of man does not produce the righteousness of God." And that goes both ways.
That goes both. Go ahead. Elaborate on that, sir. I'm sorry.
Because like I'll admit, as a child, like if I like Adonna, as soon as she called my name, I'm already irritated. Like as soon as I'm just in my room with her, hey Dad, I'm already like, oh my goodness. And I'd be like, no, it could be something good. And then why you didn't do this? Oh my goodness. So like kids, we want to be heard too, but we gotta listen to because sometimes she's right. Sometimes.
Just sometimes.
Maybe like once a year.
Once a year. Just once a year. I'm glad. I'll read what Paul and Aunt Claudette said.
I have never believed and do as I say, and not as I do. Your actions are the biggest part of your communication with people. Non-verbal is saying it as loud as verbal command.
Excuse me. Yep. Read that one more time.
I have never believed and do as I say and not as I do. Your actions are the biggest part of your.
Sorry.
Your actions are the biggest part of your communication with people. Non-verbal is as loud as a verbal command.
Yep. Miss Tamika said, I agree with Paul, Claudette. Your actions speak volumes.
I don't think y'all realize that. Like as much as we make it seem like y'all get a little more nervous. I mean, I know you get on mine, but I can only speak for me. And so, but like, I notice that I respond to people how you respond to me sometimes. Because I am in the marching band. I'm kind of good a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit. And so, but there's people in the marching band that look up to me, whether they're younger than me or whether they're new, or they've been there. They look up to me, and I could tell like sometimes if I like tell them something, they're doing something wrong, and I tell them something, and they be like, "Why?" or like, "No," I really won't be trying to hear it. Like just like I just said it, and then I go home, and I got to deal with that from my aunt. And so I'm saying this because like we kind of on accident just pick up what y'all do. And so I try to have conversations with you so I can have conversations with them because we're all their kid, like we're kids as well. I wouldn't want another kid demanding me around. And I try to make that clear that I don't want to give out demands. I'd rather just tell them like what we was taught and why it makes sense. Because some of the stuff they do, I'll admit, it's just dumb.
It's just dumb.
It just makes no sense.
No sense.
But
I'm sorry, who does that?
People in the band, not me.
Oh, people in the band. Okay, yeah. I was just trying to be sure I was understanding what you were saying.
It could just make no sense. But like if I want them to stop, like if we all just standing there and somebody flipping their stick, just flipping it. Instead of me turning around and be like, stop flipping your stick right now or drop. If I be like, if everybody else standing still, do you think it would make sense if you flipping your stick? Or what if you drop your stick? Now they're gonna make you drop. And you wouldn't drop your stick, you was just holding it. And so, and that goes with what me and you were talking about. Because I feel like if you just like talk to me instead of like going to get the gloves every time I'm in trouble, I think things would be better.
Things would be better.
Yes.
Okay. They do what we do, not what we say. Cause I'm gonna be honest. Like I'm quick. I'm quick with it. I can be quick with it, and it always doesn't come out the way I intended to come out. but sometimes it just comes out. But there are arenas and areas that I learned to do better with that. Um, and one big thing that we have to realize, if we respect people outside of the home, we got to respect people inside of the home. Like, how can we go out in the street and respect strangers and don't respect one another inside the house? Meaning, like you said a few minutes ago, that point goes both ways. Because as a parent, I want to feel like you're going to give me just the same amount of respect and obedience that you would give maybe to a teacher or to your friend's parents, because you want to give your best. Because, of course, if you go out in the street and you act a fool, then you got to deal with me because you went out in the street and acted a fool. But I want you to have the same thought process at home as well. So we have to realize as parents, he just made a perfect example. We lead out in that situation. We teach them how to handle those situations. So the fact that you're saying, hey, maybe you think you even need to stop flipping your stick because XYZ, it's important to have those conversations. Because we have those conversations. We talk about logic. Because we also talked about children don't have logic naturally. They don't naturally think about the consequence. Logic says, if I do this, that could possibly happen. So we talk about logic. We talk about using logic and exercising that. And that's something that's something grandmommy made a major point on. She said we need to read books and teach them logic and give them books to read that talk about and teach about logic. Remember grandmommy said that? And do those things because it makes sense. It makes sense to learn logic. But I don't know why we keep kind of veering from this. And we're going to go with the flow because it's important. What we're talking about is important. But I need to, parents, I need us to understand whether we're single, dating, courting, married, divorce. Did you just
Widower?
Widower? Whether we're any of those categories, we have some people that are in the backdrop of those relationships. And they watch what we do and they watch what we say and they watch how we allow ourselves to be treated and they watch how we treat others. How can I teach Caden how a young lady should treat him, speak to him, talk to him if I'm like this all the time at my partner? If I'm not respectful to my partner? If so, ladies, this is who your daughters are gonna deal with. This is who your daughters. So if I'm not teaching him and his village and the men in his life are not teaching him how to be respectful to a female, and being a female, teaching him how to show respect to him as a male by him seeing my partner, how I deal with my partner, we're failing our children. And we expect them to grow up and to move into adulthood and all of a sudden know how to be in a relationship. Know how to be in a relationship. You were saying, did you say what you said you had something to say on those lines? Or was that, or did we already kind of hit?
Oh, well,
what?
I don't know what you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
You do? Okay. Tell me what, it's going to come back to you. Okay. Let me, Cortland said, I was saying true. You can't teach him how to shoot.
See, Cortland gets it.
Ask Cortland who taught him how to shoot.
And Cortland is trash.
Oh, what?
We know you taught Cortland how to shoot.
Cortland is trash?
Shout out to Cousin Terry for teaching me how to shoot.
Oh, wow. Oh, shout out to Cousin Terry. Okay.
But okay, I do remember what I was going to say earlier.
What were we going to say?
Okay. sometimes when parents to a relationship, you can kind of tell when they're arguing with the person they're in a relationship with, because it always just dominoes. It always just hit like the dishes not being done could go from just the dishes not being done to now, oh my goodness, I don't know what kind of energy be in the house. I be having to go on a walk. I be having to talk. Like, you know, how's the problem? And I'll be like, nah, I don't think so.
You don't think you're the problem?
No.
So let me ask you this, because that was really good, Kaden. I'm gonna tell you why that's really good. That went a little deeper in thought for me when you said that. And I just said it a minute ago, how you see me treat my significant other and how you see how he treats me does what? What does that do for you? What does that say to you?
Me kind of just gives like a image of how I want my relationship to go. Like even, I mean, you're my aunt, but I mean, you're my aunt, but just you're my aunt, but like it would just show me like if there are certain things that I watch you do, I'll be like, nah, I don't know if I really want to have that in my relationship. But there are certain things that you do, I'll be like, oh, I kind of do. It just show, and it just like help me think about how I want to have my relationship, and I think that's a good thing. Like parents, you know, don't really get kids, don't really get to like really talk about their parents' relationships. It's kind of like a rude thing, but like there are certain things where we might see, and we might be like, if I was dating someone, I wouldn't really want it to go like that. And it's not just trying to be rude and tell you how to do something, but it's just like the truth. If I was dating someone right now, I wouldn't want it to be like this.
Wow.
Wow. Thought.
Good thought. Good thought. Greta said Anna is good. Y'all, Anna and Kaden, that they're really, really good friends. Anna and Kaden, they play drums together.
YouTube channel dropping soon.
YouTube
band blogs.
Yeah, band blogs. All right, we'll look for it. I'll put it up so everybody can see it. So Greta is Anna's mom. Kaden's really, really good friend. Anna is good at helping me with dating. New school dating is different. She will tell me about good and bad attributes that I should look for. She don't take her own advice though.
And then that's another thing that hits different too.
How's that hit different?
I remember I got into this conversation with Donna, and I don't think, like at the time, I don't really think she understood what I said. I like to like my close family members and stuff. I like to tell them about like who I'm talking to. Not even like that, but just in general, like my friends. Like Cortland, all my friends know Cortland. If I'm with Cortland and I'm on the phone, this started one time I was at his house and I was on the phone. And I said, say what's up, Cortland. And he looked in the camera and said, what's up, Cortland? And I was like, what? I said, no. And ever since then, if you're a close friend of mine, then you've heard Cortland say, what's up, Cortland? It's been a joke ever since. So it was one night, I was trying to get on Donna till I was trying to like tell her about my friends and tell her that it would be cool. Like she just knew them and she just she wasn't really like going. She was like, I'm your parent. I don't really need to know. Okay. I'm sorry. I don't really need to know that stuff, but I was like, it's good. Like the conversations that Miss Greta, Anna's mom, was just saying. As a child, that's good to like have that talk. Like I like talking to Cortland about people I like, new friends, people I'm not friends with no more, and why. And Donna, and I mean, I went down to, if Donna just don't want to hear it, I just won't tell her. Won't. But then I still end up trying to tell her anyway. But it's just like, it's good to have those talks. And then that comes, and my friends, I'll use advice my aunt gives me with my friends all the time. Because we have talks like that all the time. Especially like me, Anna, my homeboy Avery, we have talks like that all the time. And if we can talk to our parents about that and they can teach us about stuff, then we can talk to each other about that. And because our parents might say two different things, then we can tell them why. Like instead of like trying to prove each other wrong, I would say, well, my aunt says this because of this. And then, and if Anna does tell me something that her mom said that I've never really heard or my aunt never really thinks about, and I can come tell my aunt and be like, this is what Anna's mom told her, and it kind of makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like that's like some of the reasons where like when your parents know your friends and you don't gotta give a backstory, so you just say their names. It's a cool thing. Just
Automatically, no.
something like it's an underrated feeling. I don't think y'all understand how much we like that.
I mean, I understand it because grandmommy and poppy knew there's certain people, there's certain people's names I say now. Like if I say Lisa and Teresa, they automatically know. They know who that is.
Yeah.
And just for the record, it's not, I remember the conversation you're talking about, and it's not to the point that I don't want to know who your friends are or that's not important to me, because it's very, very important for me to know who your friends are. That tells me a lot of things that are unspoken that you don't necessarily tell me. So if I meet your friends and I know who they are and I understand, but I have this thing, y'all. I always tell him, understand everybody's not your friend.
Yeah.
So I need you to get into this thing of saying acquaintance. And this is where we end up talking about the importance of understanding what friendship really is, what it takes to be a friend, and what it takes to recognize if someone is actually a friend. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we get into those conversations sometimes, and again, it's not that I don't want to know your acquaintances. I definitely know who Anna is. I definitely know who Alex is. You know what I'm saying? These are the people that you hang with, that you talk about the most. And the conversation that we were having pertaining to that, it was I felt it was more surrounded by something that you wanted to do, as opposed to concretely needing me to know these people.
And I see what you're saying, but like I was saying, because I think we was talking about like you meeting your parents, and I was saying like at the time, at that moment, then I probably did want to do something, but generally, I think in general, like I feel like it makes things easier. Like if I say I want to do something with Anna, you know her mom,
Right?
See, I could just talk about that. But yes, and then from having talks with your parents about your friends, as I get older, it goes like I can talk to my because I noticed that like sneaking around when it comes to school, home, it's like it gets kind of like irritating after a while. It's just kind of like a job, and so like I try to talk to my aunt in Cortland. And my aunt Claudette, we did have me and my aunt Claudette have some good talks too. We had one when we was in Columbus about girls. So I don't want to like if I want to go somewhere, like for example, I don't feel like I should have to like hide or like sneak. If I be like auntie, I want to go to the arcade with a girl and just hang out. I don't want to feel like I have to like go around that. I should be able to ask her like auntie, can I go?
Yep.
Can I go to the movies with this person? And I do this a lot too. It hasn't happened yet, but I do this a lot. I ask her. We go to church every Saturday, and I always like bring up the fact that I want to invite a girl to church with me, and she always says that I could. I'm gonna invite, but yes, it's just I don't. As a child, I don't want to feel like I have to sneak that. Like if I want to be like auntie, I want to go to the arcade with this girl, or who is this girl? I tell her who the girl is, we talk about it, and I don't want to have to just sneak it's a job. I'm not really gonna have fun. So I'm gonna be thinking.
You gotta watch your back. You gotta worry about. Yeah, I love it. I appreciate that, Kaden. I really, really appreciate that. Because like I said earlier, as parents, we want y'all to do the things y'all want to do. We want y'all to have the opportunities and man, like because that's what grows you. That's what helps you to understand what's coming next. To be able to do these things. So, but when you put yourself in a situation where we can't trust you, Now we got to kind of start over. Because I told you, like, it's 2 cars outside. I don't plan to keep driving everywhere. I don't. That's going to be your job. But if I can't trust you to do what I ask you to do, or go to school and do what you're supposed to do, it's natural that you're going to get caught up in some stuff in life. We all did. But that foundation is necessary, right? Because if you don't have that foundation, you're just going to fall all over the place. And people are going to be able to tell you anything. You're going to try anything just because it's what's happening. So that's the reason we have these conversations. And I don't jump so quick to certain friends.
Yeah.
Because I ain't going to lie. Sometimes I see their mamas and I'm already telling you what that's about. But I'm not going to tell you that because as an adult, that's, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes I can read it and I can read the room. And I'm like, we don't need to, stick with the ones we good with, we know. Claudia said, are you old enough to date Caden? If so, do you believe you are?
Why do you believe you are?
Did I say why?
If so,
why? I'm going to stop. I really am. I'm going to stop. Okay.
There you go.
Go ahead.
There you go. But that's a
why
good question.
Be running together?
That's what we do. Why do I? Am I old enough to date? I would say I am. And why?
Why?
I think that like just talking and like listening to the people that I trust, like the adults that I trust around me, I feel like I understand and would be able to just have like enjoy a date. Like and that's another thing that's an underrated feeling too. Parents, the more open that your kids are with you, that's like still in a respectful thing, it really makes them not really have to hide anything, which also means it won't have to do. It's rare that they'll do something stupid if they really don't have to hide it. And we talk about this at school all the time and we read about it, but most of the kids who get caught up and do just stupid stuff. It's just not bad kids, just good kids that feel like they have to sneak around. But I feel like there are talks me and Adana has, and I don't know if she knows. I think about them all the time, but something me and Adana always talk about. Teenagers, we have the talk about, and every time we have that talk, I listen, because when I think about it, when people say, don't get a teenager pregnant, I'll be thinking, I don't really have those concerns, because I want to go to school. I want to be in somebody's merchant van.
Cause what did I tell you? If you get a young lady pregnant, what's going to happen?
Go to school.
What you gonna have to do?
I have to take care of the child.
And if she's stuck, who else gonna be stuck?
Me.
Y'all gonna be stuck together.
Cause I made the point.
No, I'm sorry. Not together. I'm not making them get married. But if she can't go off to college because now she has to take care of a child, y'all gonna have to flip flop that thing.
I made the point that I said I should go to college because it would benefit the family in the long run because I'm getting education, and she rebutted that and was like, if it's gonna benefit you in the long run, have kids in the long run. And that was a good point. But I feel like I said, I trust and I feel like I'm open enough with Donna to be like, to ask her to go to the movies or out to eat with the girl so I can come home and she don't have to, I don't think that she would have to like interrogate me and like ask me, did you do this? Did y'all do that? It's just so we went, watched the movie, we had a good time. If I held her hand, well, but I don't think Adana, I hope she doesn't feel like she would ever have to like interrogate me, because her, Corlin, and just the family, they spit some facts sometimes, and they're not. They spit facts sometimes. I listen to that.
Well, nah. Because at this point, interrogation is not necessary. Because guess who's going to be there
Whoa,
at the movies?
in the parking lot,
In the parking lot?
in the theater next door.
Theater next door?
But
Okay.
But I mean, even
That works. That works. Until you get to the point where, because you got to be, got to earn that.
yeah.
You got to earn that. You got to earn that. Oh, I mean, okay. Because read this. I think, where are we? No, go ahead.
Guess what? So it says, Mr. Michael Davis said, "I just tuned in and I'm loving the child perspective. Thank you." Miss Michelle said,
That's your buddy.
"Don't hype her head. That's not my buddy." Although I will shout out Miss Michelle only because of her kids. She has some pretty cool kids.
Wow.
So I'm gonna assume they got that from their mother, but it had to be the old version of her now. But I do like her kids, and I like Miss Michelle sometimes, not on Thursdays.
Not on Thursdays.
No.
Sorry, Miss Clark.
But she said this young man is a gift. Caden, from the moment I met you, there's something so special about you, and every interaction with you has always been wonderful. We just love you. Well, I like to take that back. That was the Wi-Fi started acting up. Undonna did not tell the truth. There is a script. I was held.
Wow.
Punishment on the line to say
Wow.
that. Mr. Jackson said, "As a male, please, please, please always demand respect and be totally honest at all times. Loyalty and honesty is your best visual resume." Oh, that too. People don't understand that in school. That's just a child issue. Like, people mistake honesty for mean. Like, it's just that's the thing in school too. Like, you get honesty. Like, I come home and I tell Donna, and I'll be like, I'm talking to a girl at school, and I asked her how was practice once, and now she's supposed to be my girlfriend.
She automatically right.
And so now I'm in the wrong for not dating her, and it's just like I was just a nice person. Yeah, but no, I feel like everything can be solved with honesty, because once you lie, then even if, well, yeah, it keeps going, but even if you feel like the other person did something wrong, if you lie, then you kind of started it. You can never, nobody can ever catch you up. There's nothing.
Say that again.
Nobody can ever catch you up if you're not hiding anything.
Wow.
And that just goes into asking Adonna to go on a date. I can never get in trouble for if she sees a picture of me with a girl at Dave & Buster's, if I asked her to go. I don't have to ever worry about that. And then let's see. Mr. Michael Davis said, "Yes, indeed, great talk, because we spend a lot of time talking about what we as adults want, but children are watching and learning from our experiences and behaviors. So is wonderful. Wall Donna, I'm 54 and I still reflect on what I saw and witnessed growing up as a child. So let's keep the growth and development of good behavior so that our children can see everything that is positive in life when they see the bad things that are happening around us. Love you, new nephew. I mean that from the bottom of my heart." And Miss Michelle said, "Yes." "Oh yeah, okay, I'm gonna get you, Katie."
Mike is my brother from another mother. He was Uncle Llewellyn and Uncle Yuri's best friends when we were young.
And then one more point. Like, I like what he was saying about that adults and parents, they kind of like stay on the fact of what they grew up to. But now we're the young and we be at school every day with people, and so I feel like there gotta be some leniency. Like, if a parent tell you to sometimes parents think that you got to do everything the way they did it back at school. And Adonna is never anything bad, but Adonna just always has a comment about how we dress today.
Oh my goodness.
Now, don't get me wrong. My aunt is like, growing up with my aunt, seeing what she puts on, I see the stuff that she's saying. I understand. Like, she says that, like, we're in today where
they wear pajamas to school. Oh, I'm sorry.
I was talking to chat.
My bad.
But like, one thing she gotta understand is, like, Like we just dressing like bums. Cause I get it. Do it sometimes. Like sometimes just throw some sweats, a hoodie, and some slides on. But it's like number one in this county, some people didn't get to do that. I remember when we first moved here. I walked in that middle school and everybody had on a polo shirt.
Uniforms.
And I was like, this must be an inside joke because I don't have no uniform. So some of them get to high school and they want to dress comfortable. And some people are just like it's like student athletes and stuff. And Adana knows for sure I have had some long days at school. Like getting home around like 9. So sometimes I don't jump up every morning and want to throw my cleanest outfit on. Sometimes I just want to go. Sometimes I want to go to school. And normally I have practice after school. Sometimes I just wear what I'm gonna wear to practice. So if I wear black pants, I put a hoodie on. I wear my practice shirt under.
So let me ask you a question about that. Being that you said that, and I made the point, y'all wear pajamas. I've gone up to the school and literally hair ties.
I don't understand it. I've never wore pajamas to school. And I mean that has been like a rule. I can't walk out the door, but I've never really woke up and was like, I want to wear pajamas to school. I've never done that.
Because let's remember, appearance stands for something, right? If you're trying to move to the next level, and we always talking about based on what you're doing, you never know who's watching you. You never know what opportunities God might give you, and put you in place and position that your talents have taken you to. And if you walking in there with slides on and raggedy sweatpants, it's sad to say, but it's a reality. Even when we're attracted to people, first appearances mean something. So if you walking somewhere and your pants down, your behind, like all the other ones, they gonna group you up with all the other ones. It's an unfair reality because some of the most intelligent, smartest, like I saw a video on TikTok, this young man, his family didn't even know that he was valedictorian. He saved it as a gift for them at his graduation. And they showed pictures of him. And he looked a little bit sloppy and slouchy, I ain't gonna lie. Pants was, but nobody knows that until they know that. You know what I mean? So sometimes appearance is important. It's more important than trying to look like the other dude and what they rocking and what they wearing. We want Claudia said.
Okay, then once you start dating, know there's a difference between dating and courting. Oh yes, we talked about courting.
No, I can't with the pajamas. She also said, Kaden, once you start dating, know that there's a difference. Woohoo. Know that there's a difference between dating and courting. There's a difference between dating and courting. Yeah, that goes a little bit deeper, based on the meaning of courting. But yeah.
But I brought up the clothes to just show that there are certain things where, like, I mean, the way y'all had things during y'all time, things change. And so,
because our parents complained too. Trust and believe. When we was wearing our clothes backwards, when we thought that was the thing, we was wearing our clothes backwards. We was wearing biker shorts and biker pants, and they complain just like we do.
But I do want to shout somebody else now. Adana tries to catch on to that stuff, but I have a drum mentor, and he always saying the new lingo. He just understands. He just gets it. He just gets it. Like he just, he be telling Adana, he be like, "Yeah, you're cooked." I'm like, "There you go." And Adana be like, "No, don't try to buy into this food."
They get on my nerves.
He gets it.
They get on my nerves. Yeah. Kaden, wasn't that zesty? Why are you saying that, grown man? Like.
He gets it. That's okay. Now the more Adana doesn't understand, the less she knows we start talking about her.
Oh wow, y'all gonna be talking about me?
You're good.
Okay. All right. Okay, then I enjoyed this. I did. It progressed to a great place. I think we hit a lot of points. And dating, relationships, it went beyond just where I thought we were gonna go. and talk about how y'all looked at us relationship wise. But as a whole, it's important how we as parents present ourselves to y'all, because these these are our biggest critics. They're the ones that's looking, critiquing, paying more attention than we think. So we have to take note, parents. We have to understand that they do what we do, not what we say.
I got a closing point too.
You got a closing point?
Yeah.
They do what we do, not what we say. Facebook is tripping?
Yeah, froze. I think.
Oh, wow.
You paused it.
It paused?
Well, Madonna hasn't always been the techiest person.
I'm still not the techiest person. Y'all should see our setup. But they do what we do. They don't always do what we say. So if they do what we do and not necessarily what we say, shouldn't we be more careful about what we do? How we do it? Who we do it with? You said you had a closing.
Yes. I'll make this quick, but this is a good point too. Parents, a phrase that parents have is, "I'm not one of your little friends." Now I know that comes from like a respect thing, like don't talk to me like one of your little friends. But I don't know if parents understand this, but as much we care about what y'all think and what y'all say a lot. Like sometimes I feel like, and maybe she's not doing it on purpose, or maybe I'm just looking at it the wrong way. But sometimes I feel like I try to like tell Adana something, or like a thought or I had, and this isn't a usual thing. Sometimes I feel like I should like put it to the side or like shut it down. And so instead of like getting upset about it, I just be like, you know what, okay. Like I said earlier, if she don't want to hear about it, or if I get a new drum thing, now this has never happened, but this is just an example. If I have a new drum idea and she be like, I mean, I guess, like she just don't really listen, I'll be like, you know, it's okay. I just won't show her no more. But that's not gonna last, because parents, y'all being our parents, we will look to y'all. I do have a lot of people telling me I'm good at what I do. But if she told me that she didn't like what I do, just, I don't know, it wouldn't hit. So when we try to be y'all friend, it's not to like get on the same level as y'all, but it's just that we care about what y'all gotta say, or I care about what she has to say about me. I can't speak for everybody, but I know me. I don't try to be your friend to get on your level. I just, yeah.
Thank you, Karen.
Still not doing the dishes. Don't start crying either. I'm just gonna walk off the set.
Yeah, I almost had a moment, but you know, that's what we had to do. I love that. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I appreciate that. There is so much more in store for you, for your life, and I want you to be able to receive every blessing God has for you, every opportunity that there is for you and beyond, because you just not mediocre. You ain't just average. Nah. And I don't care what your circumstances or situation is in life, God has seen fit to fix all of that and beyond. And you know what I'm talking about. Not saying that it doesn't mean anything, but saying that take what you have and use it to advance you to your best and beyond that. You will not be driving the Z. Get with Cortland on the vehicle that you're going to be driving. I'll let you drive it if I'm in it. We'll see what happens.
I don't know. I mean, it's only 2 seats. I think what's her name overrides you.
What's her name? Overrides me?
I'm not gonna. I got one last shout out. I don't want to throw no names out there. That's kind of federal, but shout out to her.
I'll be talking to her.
I have nothing to hide.
Y'all have a great night. We appreciate y'all joining us. This was a great idea. I'm sorry that I took so long to do it.
Parents, please learn how to cook. Please, for your kids' sake.
I don't cook. That's nothing new. But do you starve?
I will be more motivated to do the dishes. You see, whenever we go get Zaxby's, I can't wait to cook.
First of all,
wait to cook.
Wait a minute. Don't tell these people that all you get is Zaxby's. Don't tell them.
No, I'm not saying.
I do cook. I just don't throw down like Charisma does.
I be. Oh no. Now Charisma, we finna end, but I do got something to say to you. You cook good and all, but minimize your dishes, okay? It don't take 47 dishes for it to taste good, okay? Charisma come over here, like it's 50 people in the house.
Hey, because you know we like to eat. You got all these aunties and everything. They'll handle all of that because you won't starve. I promise. All right, y'all. Love y'all. Y'all have a great Michelle. Y'all have a great night. We'll see y'all next week. Continue to send your topics because even though we took a pause for the cause and had to create a new page, I still have a lot of topics that you guys have sent. They up here. So I may have missed some as far as the ones y'all sent through Messenger. But please, please, please send your topics, send your suggestions, and let's continue to grow this thing.
And enjoy this. Should do a part 2.
What we're going to talk about in part 2?
Oh, don't let this sweet talk fool you. There's a lot of
Good night.